Okay, there we go. We're back in live once again. Some problems with the old Streamlabs here, but that seems to be okay still. So we'll work with it. Do we have somebody? Do we have somebody to give us a game recap, and then we'll get to XP?
We don't
Sure,
need
they were
no
my notes.
stinking recap. I mean, Matt can do it.
Right, we don't need Matt's stinking recap. Yeah.
Oh,
Aww.
All right, so
That's not what I
we
said.
started off. We started off with Montan wanting to hunt for apartments, so he set his droid searching the local interwebs, seeing what they could track down for real estate options. The rest of the team decided that they wanted to try to make contact with the refugee Kelra Don that we had gotten the information from the Undertaker. So we traveled into the immigration area and talked with the immigration office, getting directions to the open dock cantina, a blue collar dock worker type dock cantina with the dock worker clientele. On arrival, we set up to have a casual meal, hoping to make contact via Kelra's waitressing profession. Speaking to her, we started to just kind of feel her out in the situation that she was in. Um, Shortly into the conversation, Saris lays out that there was concern for the refugees as a whole and outed Nasara's identity as the former monarch. Um, so they started talking about how other passengers on a ship, approximately 20 people, booked passage to Taurus all at the same time. She laid out her family situation, her husband passing away in a labor dispute, um, being killed in the fighting that occurred between different companies that they worked for. Um, and so Nasara has decided she wants to kind of take responsibility for the refugees and try to improve their lot in life on Taurus. Um, we approached the TSA, the Taurus Settlement Agency, and tried to identify possibilities for taking responsibility and helping out. The idea of our personal business sponsoring refugees as employees and completing their immigration occurred. Um, so the crew approached the local cantina, going back to the neon lantern and speaking to Akmina, wondering if she'd be willing to hire Kelrodon so that it wasn't our direct business associated with sponsoring her. It was discussed that she would need a steady home, and Akmina offered possible part-time employment, though that may not provide her enough income to maintain a house. So the crew decided to pitch in and provide at least short-term financial aid for her housing. Um, in the meantime, Nasara contacted Tornar to discuss the refugee possibilities that they might provide on Pelagon, although Tornar was concerned that it would look too official and give other houses the opportunity for concern, where Nasara might be taking too much responsibility in the eyes of the other houses for her former people. Let me see here. Jarrus did suggest in the idea of providing housing that they look at maybe purchasing a block of apartments so that they could provide residential accommodations for the refugees. But on Taurus, you apparently buy housing in the number of hundreds of apartments at a time, and it wasn't something that the crew was financially capable of at this time. While all this was going on, Dre did receive some contact from the exchange that indicated that the Black Sun seems to be attempting to seize business control of one of the enclaves, and the crew was in the process of discussing what we might do to A, block the attempt, and B, make use of the opportunity and how we might benefit from stopping Black Sun from accomplishing their goals. And that's kind of where we ended the night. We were sort of mid conversation there.
Okay.
Uh, Mike did win the RP vote for that session for Montana.
Woohoo! So we need somebody to give us some monthly XP.
And we have birthday XP.
Who?
Me.
Oh, cool. So then you're going to need to roll for your birthday.
What am I rolling?
We'll add them all together. Oh, that would help.
What am I rolling?
You're rolling 1d6 plus 1.
1d6 plus 1. Okay.
I'll roll the monthly. So 5 for the monthly.
Oh, come on. Why is it every time I try to roll the dice, it's always wrong?
Are you doing it in the Star Wars rolls chat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why am I not able to roll?
Can someone give her the command? And
I am.
help her get that?
It's /roll 1d6.
No, not roll. /R space 1d6 plus 1.
These rollers hate me. So 3. No, 4.
Nice. Okay.
All right, there we go. Put that there.
It's a complete conspiracy.
All right, so that's a total of 9 CP for this month.
Cool, cool. So for the scene so far, it has been 2 days. You guys are still in discussions about what to do about those apartments and whatnot. Your ward has just now started at Akmina's, and Nasara has been suspiciously absent for a bit. Rumor has it she has family in town. So I will let you guys determine where you're starting from at that point, or what you're doing.
So did we get the all the information needed from Devin's score about the Ashwater Enclave Black Sun deal that he was like wanting us to do?
Yes, 1 second. I need to get that pulled up.
Okay.
There we are. Okay, that was Ashwater. So let me get those notes picked up. Yeah. Are we sure that was you guys picked the Ashwater Enclave? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Formatted. I missed the title of the note. Okay, so yeah, so you were so the issue here was Ashwater Enclave that you've been provided is attempting to be seized by a corporate shell company that is tied to the Black Suns, or Black Sun, I should say. So you guys know that the unofficial reason is unpaid infrastructure debt. However, A note attached to the details that you've been provided says that Devon Score believes that the real reason is that the complex sits above an old water reclamation access, or I should say, old water reclamation access tunnels, and Black Sun wants to use them as smuggling routes.
Okay. And has he given us any information on how he wants us to make the Black Sun go away, or is that just up to us?
That's all. That's all left up to your creativity. If you want to be, challenging about it, you can. You want to be invasive about it, you can do that too.
Okay.
He's not terribly picky about how it happens. Obviously, you just want to make sure it tends to stay quiet.
Okay. And I know we have Kelradon living there now. Do we have any control ourselves over the Ashwater Enclave, or is that actually owned by?
Right, right now, it's still owned by the current owner.
Okay. Okay. So then, where would everyone be right now if Drade is at our EDM branch? Where's everyone else?
I guess in the same place. No, wouldn't have anything major going on.
I
Yeah,
am
right now
apparently.
it's either on the ship or at the office.
I am apparently elsewhere.
Okay.
Out and
Yeah,
about.
and
probably.
is the rumor Nasara has family in town, or
Yes.
we have family in town?
Nope. Nasara has family in town. You guys heard that directly from Celia and Vexa. Yeah, they mentioned what her husband and son.
Okay. All right,
I
then
think
if
they
it
don't know that that he's related.
then Drade will get on comms and be like, "Hey, Nasara, hate to mess with the family reunion, but we do have that thing that we need to discuss. You have time to swing by EDM?"
I'll get back fairly quickly and say, yeah, sure. We're on our way.
Sounds good. We'll wait for you.
So I will head that direction.
Okay. Well, I will. I have to get something from my front door. Please go ahead and roleplay.
Right.
Right back.
We'll say it doesn't take you that long to get there. Everyone arrives. Then Dredd will be like, "All right, everybody. So we still have that thing to do with regard to Ashwater Enclave. We already know the Black Sun is attempting to effectively take control, even though it is still owned by a third party, the original owner of the building. I hear that Devon Score thinks that the Black Sun wants it mainly to use the water reclamation tunnels underneath as smuggling routes. Pretty clever. But yeah, we want to try to stop that since, they're not on our side. And we don't want that kind of thing happening where Keller is living.
Yeah.
So any ideas off the bat?
Do we know how they're trying to take control? Are they forcefully occupying, or are they buying it?
From what our contact tells us, They're trying to seize it using a corporate shell company. So clearly they're trying to be sneaky. Doesn't seem to be a violent takeover, which is kind of surprising for the Black Sun. I thought they had a different reputation, but it seems like somebody smart is in charge of that acquisition. So we can try to deal with it that way, as far as trying to throw money at the problem or trying to find out what the shell company name is and out them to authorities. Not that that's probably going to do anything here, but yeah, we can do this above board or below, or maybe a mix.
Probably a mix.
Well, if they're trying to do it through a shell company, then the way to fight that, in a sense, would be to make it financially unfeasible for them.
Okay.
I mean, if they're looking for a specific benefit, like smuggling route, then they've done a cost analysis on obtaining this real estate and how that will cost versus the benefit of the smuggling route. So, making it an untenable proposition where the cost of acquisition will be equal to or greater than the benefit should reduce their interest in the real estate.
Well, based on my experience dealing with fortifications and whatnot that we wanted to render useless way back in the day, that means if we wanted to do this dirty, but still, I suppose, legal, that could mean if there really are those tunnels underneath the building, that we make those worthless, collapse them or block them off or something of that nature. If that's like the actual reason why they even want to purchase the building or obtain the building.
That would be my estimation as well. If we take the benefit of the tunnels away, then they won't want the real estate above them.
Okay. So if we do that, depending on how close it is to the surface, we wouldn't want to collapse them because that could then ruin the foundation of the Ashwater Enclave itself and destroy it. Unless it's deep enough where that'd be feasible, but that's tricky. So we'll probably want to actually go there or obtain some plans to see if that actually shows up on any official documentation for the city, or at least that area. Because if we don't collapse them, then we need to block them or fill them up with something that's too annoying to get rid of or impossible to get rid of. I'd suggest rat ghouls if I was crazy, which I'm not.
We could
Any other
probably think
ideas?
of some. Is there some kind of pest on this planet that we could infest into the tunnels?
Not to
I
interrupt
mean-
the role play, two things real quick. Thank you for the raid very much, guys. Sparkles, Mandy, and company had raided us for 12.
Yay.
And Brittany pointed out, and I missed this because I almost always miss this, it's been about a year since this game has started.
Oh,
So let's take a moment real quick if I can get somebody to roll anniversary CP.
That's not what I said, Jerome.
oh.
But it made him think about it.
It's true. What are we rolling?
Roll 1d6 for anniversary XP.
Does anyone want to do it, or should I do it?
Go
You
ahead.
brought it up, you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It depends on if you think a 1 will be beneficial or not. I'll roll it if you want to run.
All right.
No.
What it is?
How much?
1.
Matt, you jinxed it.
All right.
Good.
I think we should
grief.
have a
I did
do-over. 'cause
not. I
Matt
never
jinxed
touched it.
Oh no, my roll disappeared.
Oh, that's
Matt,
Oh,
Matt,
nose.
Matt, why don't you try it? Let's test your luck.
press your luck?
See if the die roller works for me tonight.
Yeah.
Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, boop, beep. Better.
Yeah.
There you go. That's better. Oh, never mind. That was Shelley's roll. I thought,
Yeah.
thought he rolled. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to break out the Jeopardy music here.
Nope. Let me see here.
I'm
Yeah,
not
what
the
I-
only one that struggles.
What I actually said to Jerome was that Nasara's character sheet is very close to 1 year old right now,
Oh.
meaning I haven't spent XP in almost an entire year.
Oh, well.
That's nothing new.
Yeah.
You're the only person I know that hoards XP.
I just don't think about it. I'm not a
/R didn't work for me.
min maxer.
It's
Just here for the story.
what was it again, Dale? It's
It should be
/R.
/R space 1d6.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
And you are doing that in the Star Wars rolls section?
I'll just do the WEG D6.
That's fine too.
There
Ooh,
we go.
5.
Nice.
There we go. So 5, so 6 total since you get a +1.
Very nice.
Yeah. Thank you for the follow.
Ooh,
Woohoo!
getting lots and lots of follows. That's
All right.
good.
So, anyways, I apologize for that quick break real fast. As Mindy has pointed out in the chat, someday Nasara is just going to be a super OP overnight.
Yeah.
She's
Really
gonna
deep.
she's gonna
go Super Saiyan.
yeah, she's gonna flare up one day, just like, oh, and you're like, what in the world is happening?
Like,
She went supersonic.
that already happened back in the cyberpunk days, so I guess we're gonna do that again, huh?
It is Wednesday night.
Oh yeah, good point.
So, who has notes for tonight?
Me.
Okay, Dale, make a note. Brittany spend XP.
Got it.
It worked for Mike when people asked him to build up, weapons or melee stuff. So,
Good point.
Yep.
thank you for the compliment on the overlay. Actually, it's a little bit more custom. I worked on or purchased parts of this. So, all right. So back in game, Nasara had just commented.
Oh yeah, we were gonna try and find some kind of a pest. Let's maybe research the ecology of the planet.
Yeah, could do that. I mean, again, aside from ragdolls, because that's terrible. Although
Right.
available, as bad as that is, but we did see a lot of
something tells
predators.
me-
And,
Yeah, something
mean-
tells me they don't enjoy being rehomed.
yeah, and that would be too much of a danger to everyone.
We could just
Yeah,
ask
and the
some of the
exterminate-
lower level shopkeepers the things they have to get rid of on a regular basis.
I wonder if that'd be too easy for the Black Sun to get rid of. I mean, if it's something where they just call a pest control company and deal with it, they'd probably be willing to fork over a few credits to accomplish that, unless it's something nearly impossible to get rid of. And then, is that going to seep up into the Enclave itself? Interesting idea. I'm just not sure that a biological solution wouldn't bite us.
Backfire.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if we could somehow convince the municipality to use the tunnels. But that may be too long-term a project to start.
Yeah. Knowing bureaucracies,
But
that's going to take a long time, probably.
Convert them to some kind of mass transit or or use them for actual water distribution or something.
Yeah, and we don't really know why they're no longer used. That seems to be the main thing. So we don't know if they were damaged or if they just changed their water reclamation pathways and abandoned those or what. So we'll probably want to figure that out as well. Maybe that'll help us determine what we can do. So, who wants to make a stop at the local city hall or governance office to get those records? Not
Sure.
it.
Uh, I. Why?
I have some experience with bureaucracy. I can probably
Well, let's go together.
manage that contact.
Excellent. I like it.
Sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so we've got that iron in the fire. If that somehow backfires, can we think of any other way to make the property financially inhospitable per Jairus's idea? That doesn't involve us just pulling out blasters and lightsabers.
Did we look at how much it would cost to actually purchase the property?
That's
out
in the
from Underden?
millions. Yeah, even for the Ashwater. It's a little too steep for my account.
So I suppose that we don't want to make it completely inhospitable.
No, we got to keep it going. I mean, especially because Keller is going to live there, and we might send other Undarians or others there if we plan on helping people here and there from time to time.
Well, then I think the best choice is to go with the pest. Find one that's really not totally impossible to get rid of because we need to get rid of it, but make it hard enough to where they don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
Maybe something that's protected species. Tie it up in bureaucracy.
Yeah, we are dealing with the Black Sun, though. Would that stop from going
I
down there and
don't-
just
I
blasting
don't-
whatever it is?
If
I don't
it's
think they would
hugely
care.
if it's hugely publicized, maybe.
Hmm.
I still don't think they would care.
They would just claim migration.
Right.
Well, why don't you while we're looking at permits, why don't you look up planetary species and see what we've got available?
Thank you, Ben.
Where's Montan when we need him?
I think he's still looking for an apartment for his place, but that's okay. We don't need him to look up information. We'll just need him for everything else technical. But that's fine. That's fine. Here, I can use a computer. Don't worry, everybody.
Are you sure?
The force not be with you today.
And
So
this
he goes-
is
How
We wanna-
rude!
we want to stop them from buying the building. Is that more feasible than just relocating the people we want to relocate to another building?
I mean,
The
we don't want the black.
exchange-
Yeah.
Wants them not to have the building.
Oh, the
Yeah.
exchange has way more money than we do, so
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if they don't have to spend it, then they're not going to. They
That's
just
true.
send some people to deal with the problem. And we're the people. But yeah, okay. Nasara, Jairus, have fun doing bureaucratic work and getting some information for us to see what's going on. Again, focus on why it's like that and how deep into the earth it is. If it's deep enough, we'll just collapse it. If it isn't, then yeah, we've got to just make it uninhabitable and terrible. So let me go ahead and do some research on the computer. How
I'll
quaint.
sit here and watch him.
Okay, keep in mind if you're going typey, please go mutey.
Oh, is that me? Can you hear me?
If that was you, then yes, that's you.
Usually you can't hear me. let's check my sound settings.
So then Drake will head over to well, he'll just pull out his data, because like data pads can connect to like the local HoloNet, can't they? Yeah.
Sure can.
So he just pulls out his data pad and he looks up any just publicly available info regarding the wildlife on Taurus that would be maybe nearby or like in the Undercity or whatever that could feasibly be moved. Nothing that's
Yeah.
huge, but a pest.
Yeah, Sarah would be just looking over his shoulder. More support.
So, remind me again, what is it you're doing?
So this plan, we got like two possible plans going on. This plan is he's looking for any type of pest species that's on Terrace that we could feasibly like relocate into the tunnels to make it kind of worthless for the Black Sun.
We want it to be hard to get rid of, but not impossible because we still have to use it.
So you're trying to find something you can relocate into there?
Yeah, I mean, that would be the plan. I mean, if it's impossible to move, then that wouldn't work.
Native to
obviously,
Terrace
so.
or non-native?
We'll start with native to Terrace because that would be easiest and fastest, I think.
To essentially try and infest, preliminarily trying to use it to infest the tunnels.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 1 second.
Ooh, some asteroid worms would be cool.
Yeah. Just one ought to do it.
I mean, we could just release rat ghouls in the Black Sun compounds. They'd have to deal with that instead. They won't be buying.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's a quick race to dark side points.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no,
Just
I missed
saying.
what happened. What happened?
Your house fixer suggested getting out of character. Suggested rounding up some rat ghouls and just dumping them in there.
Dumping them in the Black Sun compounds, not the buildings we want to keep.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll be too busy with their own
Well,
selves in their sewers. Then they
So
don't have time.
at that point, it becomes a race to the bottom to see who succumbs to the dark side first.
Man, let's do this.
I got 20 on Kelly's.
Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, native. I mean, if there's something that's no, we can't have an animal that's valuable because then they'll just take it and sell it.
Yeah, you want something that is invasive, is regenerative insofar as its population. Something that would just make it non-cost effective to clean it out.
What about a plant?
Mold.
Like a moss or
Yeah.
a mold.
Like blackberry bushes.
Maybe.
Or maybe not mold. Mold tends to be
We don't want to
toxic.
endanger
Yeah.
the actual residents.
Yeah.
Since you're doing that, Drade, why don't you give me a planetary systems check?
Oh, okay. Planetary.
Some kind of creeping vine.
Creepy.
A creepy vine.
A creepy vine, yes.
That would keep them out.
It would keep me out.
Total of 10.
Oh, okay. It's not that you're not getting any hits. It's that you're just getting too many, and they don't all seem to be tied to Terrace. You know, it's like when you get something that's a little too common on Google,
Right.
and it's like, did you mean this? And you're like, well, that's what I'm looking at. You're not giving me what I need, sort of thing. Just like, bunch of random stuff that doesn't seem totally apropos to what you're looking for.
Yeah, and she's gonna be sympathetic and just smirk. She won't say nothing. She just give him the smirk.
Yeah, I mean, it's lots of things, but boy, that's a lot to sift through. I don't don't know. Any other ideas on what we could do to the tunnel without collapsing it yet? Because we don't have that info yet.
No. I mean, that I thought was our best was finding indigenous pest.
Yeah. Wonder if we could just
Well,
fill
if
it.
we don't want to collapse it, right, and it's not being used, maybe we block it.
Yeah.
with-
What if we publicize the actual tunnels? That way they won't be a secret anymore.
Put in a bunch of work orders for it to be repaired. Put it on the government's radar.
Set up
Well.
a scavenger hunt there and invite the locals to participate.
Creative.
Not even a
Not
scavenger hunt. Just put a story of a cache of smuggled goods were stored down there and were lost, and it's a bunch of money. And
Yeah.
then that way
There's
people
gold
are
in
interested
there.
in checking it out. If they want to check it out, they won't find anything, and then it just perpetuates until they're looking for a lost treasure in the tunnels.
But then Black Sun could be causing a lot of lost people.
We want it to
No.
be big enough that they couldn't just take care of the people that are investigating.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Put some leak something to the news. Some kind of special event.
Special event involving the underground tunnels. I mean, possible. We would then have to rely on Terrace local authorities to be willing to patrol that area on at least a semi-regular basis, making it pointless for smuggling.
Would they care if
Jarrus, you've done that before. Has anything stopped you? Like, have you ever run into that situation where a smuggling route failed for some reason and you couldn't use it anymore?
Not so much in the way I organized my business. I was just delivering product that people weren't licensed to own, so to speak. So it
Okay.
wasn't smuggling insofar as routes, but smuggling routes closed down because authorities watch them. We could leak it to CorpSec that the tunnels are being used for smuggling and maybe convince them to set up a sting operation for the smugglers going through and let Black Sun actually start the process.
Okay.
But then they would have control of the real estate as well.
Yeah, not great. Again, if it bites us in the end, then it's no point in doing that. Saris, what you had an idea before? Sorry, I interrupted.
No, I'm just trying to think of reasons why they would want to give up a perfectly good route. And it's not a lot.
So we
Right.
We could go the opposite way. We could leak to the Black Sun that CorpSec is on to their smuggling intent and has set up monitoring.
Well, could
Or
do
do
that.
both.
Do both.
They know that you know. They know that you know. That they know.
Just make it as confusing as possible.
Exactly.
So out of character, so you were looking up and obviously it didn't really work out. A way to infest the tunnels. Were others doing something else, or is that where we're at right now? I thought somebody else had stepped away to go do something or whatever have you.
We were
Yep.
discussing the other side of going to the municipality
Okay.
and getting information about the tunnels and maybe convincing them to use the tunnels.
Gotcha.
You know,
So it's
but
just,
that
so
would be a
still
long
discussion.
term.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody.
Well, we got caught up in conversation about it,
Yeah.
so it
Well,
was more
okay.
interesting than bureaucracy.
So, I mean, we are just looking at this in this one way where we're not as confrontational. Let's get more info on those tunnels then. Yeah. So Nasara, Jarrus, if you could head out, get that info on why the tunnels aren't being used by the government, how deep it is, where they're located, any of that you can get, the better. Because if we can just collapse them, that does it. If not, and we can't find any other way to make it unusable or convince the Black Sun that it's unusable, then we would probably have to go the other route, which is talk to the owner of the Ashwater Enclave and see what their angle is, if they would even be willing to do a deal with that shell company that the Black Sun's going to use.
And of course, with our crew, we know eventually we're just going to go stand in their way. But I can certainly go to the municipal location for that area. So, Jerome, that's, I guess, what we have to track down computer wise first is just which office
Location.
handles that region.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe this time we'll be the one where we get to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
We can hope.
So I'm not even gonna make you roll for that one. That would have been on pretty much everybody's map that you pull up, and it's the terrorist government authority at that point, and it just for the mid tier, mid level, and it shows you where it's at. And it's a pretty big office considering this is an ecumenopolis.
Yeah. So we'll head out and see what we can do to make contact there and gather info.
Okay. So that is who is going with you?
I guess it's Nasara and Jarrus.
Nasara, Jarrus, and Saris?
Sarah's gonna come too.
Yeah, she'll go.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so you pay for a speeder ride to take you out across the sky and over to where these particular government buildings happen to be out. Again, there's a lot of traffic and flying past it, and whatnot, and some staying close to the side because they're not repulsor lift like that. They're just speeder bikes or whatever have you, or people movers. Some people getting on just like a moving treadmill sort of thing. They just stand on it and it just takes them, one place. And as you are flying over there, Nasara, you get a call.
Is it Ghostbusters?
No.
I will answer it.
Okay. So it is Exal. And he says, tell me you love me.
He did
Oh.
something bad.
You know I do. What's going on?
I'm taking a break from your end table.
Oh,
They didn't pack, I think, a wrench or something. I don't know. It could be buried under all of this foam and plastic nonsense that Terrius seems hell-bent on turning into like military bases or whatever have you.
I'm surprised that it's got the better of you, but it's not uh, urgent, so feel free to take a break, get the kids some ice cream, maybe. Maybe you can check out that playground that the agent was talking about.
Okay, that's fine enough. He probably needs to get out and burn off some of this anyways. He's been kind of bouncing off the walls. Oh, and fair warning, his bed came with electronics. I've got it all set up. It's not an issue. But when you first get into it, it makes blast off sounds.
If there is a way to disable that, right?
I mean, we could, but do you really want to deal with him being upset because his bed doesn't blast off?
We want him waking up in the middle of the night because he set it off.
I don't think that's how it works. I think it's a little bit more of a smart device than that, but I mean, it's a valid point.
Well, we'll have to see how it goes.
Okay.
But I can turn that off when you aren't here, right?
I imagine you can, yes. It's not going to
Okay.
randomly go off just because you walk by it.
Whew. Well, maybe we didn't need that particular model, but if it keeps him entertained, I suppose we'll deal with it.
So everything okay? You're having fun with your friends, I hope?
Yeah, doing some odd jobs. We're on our way to talk to some city bureaucrats about property. The usual.
I thought the usual was just more crime.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well,
It has
Fair enough.
the potential.
fair enough. Sure. Okay. Well, you know where I'm at. Call me if you need me.
Same to you.
All right. And then you hear some rustling real quick, and he says, "Oh, he wants to say something."
Okay, give him the comm.
Okay. So he hands it over, and he says, "Mom, mom, mom."
What's that, kiddo?
Dad told me to ask, can I get 3 scoops this time? Pretty please.
Don't spoil your dinner.
I won't, and I will make extra sure my leku is clean.
Okay,
No more flaky stuff in the middle.
good. Sure, why not? You're on vacation.
Yay! So he cheers, and then you hear like the communicator fall and hit the ground. I think he's done with the communicator. You made his day.
Well, we'll just make sure it's not a habit.
Okay.
Sure. The Baroness will curb that request when he gets home.
Yes, I will gladly leave it up to my aunt. She's more stern than I am. All right. Well, have fun.
Be back soon.
Have fun storming the government building, and write home if anything exciting happens.
Will do.
Okay. Love you.
See you soon.
Bye-bye. Boop. And by the end of that conversation, you guys come pulling up to a reasonably well-kept government building. It's got a couple spires kind of coming off of it that lights up at the top. For decor, but it looks like they probably also double as like communication beacons, to bring in signals, given the fact that this is in the mid-tier and not, on upper levels or whatnot. It has several platforms out in front of it for people to park or be dropped off. kind of like this the although not nearly as fancy, the Senate building from Coruscant from the first 3 episodes. So similar to that. So you get dropped off at the on the platform, and the taxi cab just waves and gets back in traffic and heads on out.
Jairus, do you want to take point on this one?
Jairus is muted.
Oh, sorry. I can. I think beyond getting like schematics and diagrams, I will also lay the intimation that we are interested in developing the tunnels. Um, so start the idea flowing through the government building that investments or development is soon to occur, um,
That sounds good.
and that may generate more interest in seeing what the area can be utilized for.
That sounds great.
And I'm sure if Black Sun has their feelers out in the government, it'll get back to them. So
Yeah. Okay.
um,
Sounds good.
yep. So I guess we would like to go see the essentially the town clerk of the area.
Okay, well, you walk inside. You end up talking to a droid and looking at a chart that they have off the side, giving you directions to where everything, where you can go. It is needlessly bureaucratic, so they have long titles and semi-confusing names that doesn't help all that much. But you get in touch with a droid that essentially guides you in the right direction where you need to go on the inside of the clean walls and very sterile looking atmosphere for a government building. And you go to the city planners, civic over the civic planners and those who deal with buildings, maintenance, and so on and so forth, all here in the mid-tier level. You can see that there's it's pretty quiet back here. Doesn't look like many people come back. So you can actually hear more of the lobby music than you can really of your own footsteps or voices around in this area. But it's a door. There's a glass window that points out to the hallway. It's got some laser etching that goes around it, just to give it kind of like a little bit of a fancy look. On the inside, you can see that there's a man behind a desk, and there's a door behind him where it looks like droids come in and out occasionally, and he's just typing away at his computer.
And we will approach respectfully.
Okay.
Wait to be acknowledged.
So he looks up and sees that you're coming in. There's a little bit of a chime as you walk in, and he stops what he's doing, and he looks to all of you and he says, "How can I help you?"
Yes, good day. We are interested in obtaining some information and possibly, or hopefully, the schematics for an area of water reclamation tunnels traveling under several different enclaves, including the Ashwater Enclave.
I see. And what exactly is your reasoning for this request?
We are in the process of developing a proposal for reusing these old abandoned tunnels, possibly for gain of the community. We would like to establish perhaps a mass transit route using these already built tunnels.
Hmm. Uh, let's see if you can reasonably BS your way around that. Let's break out a character sheet here. And let's have you roll con, which is under your
Okay.
perception.
Yes. So let's
Because
put,
that's exactly what it is you're trying to do.
I
well,
was really
not-
confused for a second. I was like, why would you roll Constitution?
I know.
What?
I am healthy enough. You will give me this documentation. Of course, sir. Just
It's because we've been waiting in line for so
oh
long.
yes, look at that. That's an 18.
Whoa.
It's a good dice D for you.
oh, and Paul also came in and gave you a reroll, Matt.
Oh, cool.
So make sure you mark that down.
Yep. I can have more than one on my sheet.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That brings me up to 2. I've been hoarding one for a long time. But I'll take the 18 with the exploding wild die. There we go.
Yeah, that's good. So he says, "Oh, I don't know if those tunnels would suffice for something of that nature, but it's not like I've looked at it in quite some time." So he starts typing some information into the into his system, and he of course asks for your credentials.
I guess I would actually give him the the family credentials.
Okay.
Yep.
So you pull that out. So it's your full name. You are your royalty and what. So he looks at that and he kind of chuckles a little bit. And then he starts putting that in, and he says, "And the name of your company?" I apologize, my lord. I didn't see that listed on your credentials.
Oh, our company is newly established. We're a very small fledgling company on planet, but Ensemble Ensemble Mechanical.
EDM. So
Ensemble
something.
Dynamic Machines.
Oh, Ensemble Dynamic Machines, EDM.
Okay, so he says, "Oh, So he kind of starts typing that down. He already has the look of like, okay, this is just some rich person probably looking for a tax break or something. So you're trying to, look up, essentially look up some wounded bird or something that's, you can get a tax break on and or, whatever that needs to be protected. So he types all that in and he says, very well. So your request has been put in, and according to the number here, you are number 1,225 out of the total requests that we are serving, which your estimated time of information retrieval is within about 2 weeks.
Well, that certainly starts us on our journey. Might I also inquire and ask for you to connect me with the official who manages this area so that we can discuss our collaboration with the municipality on how to utilize these tunnels for the betterment of the community. Our initial thought is we might be able to connect the different enclaves and allow mass or fast transit in an uncomplicated and uncongested manner.
I see. I will amend your request and add that on there, and hopefully a manager will be able to reach out to you soon. We don't currently have any available.
Well, I would be interested in speaking with somebody as soon as possible.
I have amended your request, and I will also add ASAP.
Thank you very much for that assistance.
Of course, my lord. Was there anything else we could assist you with here?
Let me ask my partners. Are there any other? Is there any other information that we need immediately?
Can they look up if there has been any requests or modifications of the tunnels or construction in the last couple of years?
Or if there's been a geological survey,
Oh, yes, that's it.
that would help
Geological
us with our plans to determine how stable it would be if we needed to extend tunnels for the transit system.
Okay. Would you like to roll again, Juris?
Yep. Do you want con or bureaucracy on that one? Or?
We'll do bureaucracy at this point, since you've already, conned your way in, and he fully believes what it is you're doing, even if it's, as an eccentric lord rather than, being a legit business.
Yeah.
Can I also roll con to maybe like bolster his?
How are you attempting to bolster his?
I'm just gonna make it look legitimate, you know.
You're just gonna
Okay,
you're
yeah.
you're just gonna give a look. Then is what it is.
Yeah.
Kind of like, okay,
Yep.
I'll allow it. Go ahead.
Oh,
He's telling the truth.
He's gonna need it.
I'm going to use that reroll, by the way.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I feel like this is turning into Smash TV. Good luck. You'll need it. Welcome, VBN.
Okay, so 13.
Okay.
I got a 13.
Oh no, wait, you got a 13. What did I get?
Matt
I
got an 8.
8.
8.
Okay. Well, so he kind of thinks for a second, and he says, one moment. And so he starts typing again real quick to take a look at it. And he says, I don't have the capability of providing you any of this documentation at this point. I could attach it to your recently amended request, but it doesn't look like there has been any sort of official request for repair work since, let's see, about 7 years, it seems. Unfortunately, certain areas are still in need of repair and assistance, given the state of things and the problems that are facing the universe as a whole.
I don't suppose you could tell us who did those previous repairs.
Unfortunately, no, I cannot, ma'am.
But actually, can you tell us why the tunnels are no longer in use? Is there notable damage or?
That's difficult to say. Unfortunately, in our planet's history, we were bombed into oblivion, and in many respects, some people have attempted to shortcut their way around by repairing what had still been there, and as opposed to completely refurbish everything or build up something anew. And while it was successful for a time, obviously certain areas have fallen into disrepair due to lack of funding or additional government oversight that desires manpower and resources be moved elsewhere, such as the upper tiers, which I'm sure you're aware of.
Jerome, could I try to read this person to see how they would react to a bribe?
Yeah, I'll allow that. Sure. Kind of getting your gut instinct here.
Maybe just a straight perception.
Sure.
Is there something that would be more appropriate?
Which was it again? It was search or investigation? Search, I think, is in general. Investigation is the person, correct? I even pinned it in the chat, so.
Okay.
1 second. Vibro dagger. Dark side points. Not more than search. Here we go. Search is trying to spot hidden objects or individuals, so it's going to be investigation. Go ahead and roll your investigation.
16.
Nice. you've actually seen these types, especially in bigger cities. Like this isn't much different than Onderon, except Onderon was ground level, and this is just a gigantic ecumenopolis. When things get this big, you could probably get away with slipping them some credits to grease the wheel, because again, there's just so much here, and the lack of oversight with some of these agencies, you can probably pull it off.
Do I have an idea of how much would be appropriate?
That's the problem. You don't. You've seen it plenty, but you've never really conducted yourself in this fashion. So if you had to take a guess, it's better to overpay than to
Yeah.
try and slip them just a little.
Right. We don't want to insult him.
Right.
Let's say 1,000 credits.
Okay.
Is that too much? Is that way too much?
That would be like walking into the DMV, trying to bump your license up in line or something, and going, "Here's $1,000. Can you do that
Okay,
for me?" They're probably going to make it happen quick.
maybe 300,
It's a good start.
500.
Again, it's entirely up to you. Just think about the things you can buy with that amount of credits, like weapons and items and whatnot. That might help you scale it. Like, for example, if you're trying to give somebody enough money that they can go out and buy a rifle, that's probably a lot. If you're trying to, if you're giving them money and it's equal to, say, a good day of shopping for like food or whatnot, depending upon who you're talking to, maybe that's a better angle or whatnot. But again, it depends also on the value of the information you're trying to schmooze on by.
Right. I'll stick with 1,000.
Okay.
All right. So I'll pull 1,000 credit chip out and kind of slide it onto the table.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll
Let's
your
say-
con, or no, well, you can roll con or persuasion.
Let's go with persuasion.
Okay. Gonna lean into your feminine wiles a little bit there, as you are a Twi'lek with clearly a lot of money.
24.
Oh, goodness.
So I'm going to say, I don't suppose you could push us to the front of the line.
So
we have a number of propositions that are hinging on this arrangement that we'd like to secure sooner than later.
So at first, his eyes kind of caught on you, like, oh, it's, a kind of a hot Twi'lek sort of thing in my office, right? Like that was the distraction. And so he thought at first maybe you were just leaning forward and you put your hand down so he had a better view of just your body or whatnot. And when you pull back your hand, that's when he spots the credit chip, and clearly his eyes see the credit signs, all of a sudden, and he's like, oh, and so as you do that, he lays some paperwork right on top of it, and then just kind of pulls it back together and stacks it, neatly, sort of thing. And by his actions, he has done this before.
So he's actually giving us the papers right now.
No. He's taking some papers that he has.
So he's shuffling us.
Well, he's taking it to keep the credit from
right.
noticeably seen.
Right.
And he says, well, let me take a look and see what I can do. Sometimes individuals in line they've fallen out because they don't need the information anymore, but they don't check in with us. And, obviously it's a ghost number at that point. And so we have to just move on to the next one. So perhaps you could give me a few minutes and I'll look into that for you.
Of course, we would be very appreciative of anything you could do to assist our case.
Of course. I am always here to serve the public, no matter how eclectic some might be, but that's none of my business. You clearly have reasons for this information. So he's like starts typing and looking around, and you can hear like an arm moving in the background, pulling out some data and then pulling it out and plugging it in, kind of like the setup during Rogue One. How at the when they're trying to get the information on the Death Star, it's got like the arms coming out and pulling out
Oh,
big
yeah, yeah,
chunks
yeah.
and switching it over. So he's got some of that going on, here, and then he says, "Oh, as fate would have it, looks like there were quite a few people that, for one reason or another, it looks like they didn't fill out the request correctly. That's a shame. And looks like there's a couple of other here that have already received their request. So it looks like we can get you that information tomorrow. Would that be sufficient?"
That's excellent. That's excellent news.
Well, of course. Was there anything else that I could assist you with? And did you need that information sent over to you electronically, or did you need that sent to you physically?
You know what? Let me give you my personal contact, and you can send it right there. And I'll-
Roll your persuasion again.
Okay.
Right now, you're up a difficulty for purposes of the roll. So if you get a moderate, then you hit difficult or hard or whatever it is.
25.
Okay. Suddenly,
Can
Jessica.
you imagine if she spends XP, especially after the roll she's been getting?
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I do
It's
have.
gonna be
I
a
do have
monster.
XP to spend.
Suddenly, Jessica Rabbit puts on, Leku for a few.
Yeah, it's exactly.
I'd like to spend 50 XP on this roll.
Oh yeah,
No,
don't
I'm
do
kidding.
that. That
I'm
would
kidding.
be terrible. You technically
kidding.
could, but that would be terrible.
I'm not going to do that.
That'd be a huge
I'm
waste.
kidding.
But yeah, so he says, of course, it happily takes down that that information. He's starting to blush. Morgoth is like, "I'm a bad influence. Don't listen to me. My inner Rhodian is showing." Ijuta.
Hey, Paul.
So, by the way, Abby and Toby are watching, and Toby is saying hi.
Love you.
So I'll just shake his hand and maybe linger just a little bit and thank him for his assistance.
Okay. And since you're getting this information sooner, he looks to Jarrus specifically and says, "Did you wish to amend your request again to speak to a manager, or was this sufficient?"
No, we would certainly like to speak to somebody who can talk about collaboration in working with the municipality.
I will keep your amendment on the request then.
That's very gracious of you. Thank you.
Do come again if there's anything else that we can assist you with here at, for our civic and civil duty.
We'll
I'll
be sure to
wave as-
return.
Okay.
I'll wave as we head out.
All right. So you have all exited at this point.
Well, that was an interesting maneuver, cousin.
I hope it was worth it.
Well, you are getting the documents
Perfect.
sooner.
Yes, if nothing else, we'll be able to get an idea of what the tunnels actually will accomplish for Black Sun. If we can identify where they start, stop, and where they connect.
And who knows, maybe a transit system could be feasible. Could be interesting.
Okay, well, you are at this point are heading back. We'll take it back to the office. In the meantime, Drade and Asada, was there anything that you were doing while they were making their way back? As they're making their way back to you, babe.
I think that probably she might give it a try on the space Google, since Dre didn't have any luck.
So you're looking. So planetary systems trying to find native creatures or wildlife that would work for this. So go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So what am I rolling?
Planetary systems.
Oh, planetary systems. Okay. Where are you on my? There you are. 3D plus 2. $12.
12 puts you in moderate, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. That is much better. There are several. Well, a good bit of an ecosystem for Terrace itself. However, there's a couple that stand out. The Drate or Drate swarms. They tend, because they swarm, they tend to be a nuisance. So ideally, they would probably be at their best. Probably low impact to tenants, if nothing else, problematic.
So she'll point that out to Drade. Look what I found. This might actually work.
Drate swarms, huh? And what are drates, Jerome?
Drates are a type of lizard, a quadruped, and they're actually found on Terrace. They
Okay.
have a frilled protuberance on the top of their head and both sides of their neck. They possess a row of yellow or circular yellow spots on their flanks.
And how
I
big
thought those in
is-
SOTOR. Okay.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Callie
I was like,
knows.
"Oh, I know what those are.
How big are they?
Not terribly.
Okay.
So here
Like
is
a big dog, like a big dog, a little bit bigger than a big dog.
Yep. That's
What are they called?
a Drate. Drate.
Ah,
Did you
okay.
put it? Okay, there it is.
So
Oh.
it's about dog size, depending, give or take, a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit bigger, depending on how well they've been fed.
Yeah.
One of the other ones that you noted here that might work, that would keep it, that would likely keep things from being just quickly eliminated, are the bog stalkers.
And what are those?
Also native to Terrace. Bog stalkers are they have mutated flesh, making them poisonous to most predators. They look kind of like almost lizard-like, winged lizard-like creatures that are front-heavy.
Oh.
And I posted a picture of both in the Facebook group. Bog stalkers, because they are a bit bigger and they're obviously more resilient. If they came in, or if you obviously took them in, because they're actually they typically are found in tunnels, but they're on the lower level, like ground level, like where you found the ship and put salvage rights to it.
Okay.
That's where you tend to find them, is around like tunnels like that, but they're an actual predator. The Draits are mostly a nuisance.
Okay.
I
Does it
think-
seem so? I'm seeing the like the size there. Does it seem like they're comparable in size, the two of them, the
No.
Draits and no?
No, bog stalkers are a bit bigger,
They're a bit
and
bigger,
and
okay.
they fly.
Right, but they do move around like in tunnels. That is kind of their
Yeah.
natural habitat.
Mhm.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
So he's looking at those and he's like, "Huh. Well, bog stalkers, they already live in tunnels, bigger, nastier, fly around. Huh. You think we could capture a few of those? How are you with wrangling? Oh gosh, boy, if
What?
we had Merrick with us, he's great with strange animals. That's too bad he's not here.
Oh, he didn't come with Exol.
I'm not sure that he's with them right now. I think he's still in training. Huh. But yeah, I mean, of the two, looks like those would be better. I mean, you wouldn't want to tangle with one of those, and if they're predatory, yeah,
Yeah,
they'd actually have to fight them off. What do you
wouldn't
think?
that be a bummer?
What is wild animals? Is that survival?
Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
Well, why don't we wait until the others get back and let them know what we found and make a decision as a group?
Yeah,
Sarah,
good idea.
Sarah's just suddenly living out her dreams as being, one of the Marines in Predator.
She's like, finally, I get to catch some wild animals. Like, never let me out of the house.
Gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun.
Yeah, nice.
Sorry. So eventually, Nasara and company come walking back in. Having been dropped off. Even though Mike isn't here at this point, he's probably off doing Montan things. But you guys do currently have two customers. And it's something that the two women have been working on. Vexa and Silly have been working. There's a speeder bike or I should say, there's a swoop bike in here, and then there is a speeder in the back that they have been working on and getting parts for.
Okay. And it seems like they've got that kind of taken care of right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They've been the whole time they've been busying themselves, with that.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, then, when the three get back and they enter, Drake will be like, "All right, so Asada found a couple of possibilities. One of them may be better than the other one, but before we get into that, what did you three find?"
That Nasara is very good at getting paperwork pushed through quickly.
I'm not surprised.
That's what I found.
She cheats.
Oh, so she spent
I
money then? Yeah.
I bent the rules a little, but we managed to get our request timeline shortened from 2 weeks to tomorrow. So no information yet, but we should get it tomorrow.
Okay. Are you going to have to go back to the building and get it, or are they sending it to you directly?
Digital.
Excellent. Okay, makes it easier. Well, okay.
Well, who wants to do some animal wrangling?
What do you mean?
What
Well,
kind of animals?
we found possible candidates to chase off our unwanted guests.
Yeah, we've got two options. Drate swarms, which are more like just a nuisance creature, problematic. They do exist on Terrace, but I think the better one of the two would be bog stalkers. And he like takes the data pad and shows them what they look like. They're on Terrace as well. They've got poisonous flesh. As you can see, they're winged, kind of large, and they already use tunnels as their go-to living spaces. So they might be right at home in those places.
Do we? It sounds like they would be more of a deterrent. For a group that's capable of
What do they
dispatching
eat?
pests, but
Do they
Can-
eat each
can-
other?
can
Just
we
both of
prevent them from getting out of the tunnels?
I mean, if we put a sufficient enough block at the actual entryway from the enclave to the tunnel, probably. I doubt these things can open doors. They can open doors, can they? And he looks at the information in the data pad.
Well, if they like living in tunnels, generally they will stay living in
Yeah.
tunnels.
Yeah, that's kind of our reasoning too. Like, it's not like they'd want to leave. They'd just make this place their nest or home or whatever. But possible option. And they're on Terrace, so we could go see if it's possible to wrangle them. But maybe we'll wait for the information download tomorrow, just to make sure.
Did the information you gained indicate how difficult they are to deal with?
What does it look like, Jerome? Like,
Uh,
how dangerous do they seem?
Great question. They are a predator. They are, so that would make them dangerous to deal with.
Okay.
Given the given the proximity, obviously, if there was any way for one of them to wander out, they could potentially become an issue for tenants. And if they did, it would obviously be pretty bad. Much like, think of it along these lines. Like out here in Arizona, we have problems with like bobcats occasionally wandering into somebody's yard or something like that. Think of it kind of like that. Like, their pets might start like if one got loose, pets might start disappearing, children might start disappearing, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, from what Asada found here, they're predatory. They can go after sentients and sapients like us if we're not careful. So we'd have to make sure that that entryway is closed and secured. I mean, it's not like we'd ever be opening it, so we could just kind of weld a large enough door in place, probably. Doesn't look like they're intelligent enough to like get around things like that. But if they do somehow get out of another spot of the tunnel, that could be problematic for the community. Fairly dangerous. They would go over after pets, maybe small children. So we'd have to be very careful if we do something like this.
Right, but insofar as like Black Sun, does the information that you gathered seem to indicate that they're enough of a nuisance that it would be more costly to deal with them than the benefits of smuggling through the tunnels?
Well, that's
if you look at that, I mean, you're going to need to get like an actual survival roll or whatnot, but using the bobcat analogy, yeah, I mean, if use the same effect, right?
Yeah.
Imagine what it's like for the coyotes smuggling people over the Mexican border. and what would happen if they suddenly ran up to, a bobcat or something.
Yeah.
It's a bad day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what sort of classification you've got, how many people you have, the wrong move, and it's a bad day real quick.
Yeah, so he's looking and he's like, well, I mean, as far as that goes, if you had sufficient firepower and people who knew how to use it, just like any type of dangerous wildlife, you could take something down. It's not like these things are as large as a building or anything, but I guess it depends on how serious the Black Suns would be. And it's not like we'd be telling them that those things are there. So it'd be a rude awakening if they went in and found it. Kind of hard to say. Depends on how much effort they want to put in to dealing with these predatory pests.
Well, if we get the layout of the tunnels, at least partial layout, then we would know the closest exits that could potentially lead to trouble for any residents, and make sure those are blocked off, and just hope that the farther ones will not attract them. They won't travel that far. If we take those little lizard things and put them in there too,
That gives
because
them
they
a food
proliferate,
source.
then they'll have a food source. They wouldn't want to leave the tunnels.
Exactly. So that's what I was kind of thinking as well. That would definitely keep them from going and looking for food.
Saris, why don't you give me just give me a survival check?
Okay. Survival is under knowledge.
Yeah.
3D plus 1. No. That's Steam, not Discord. Wrong blue button. 3D. Oh. Hmm, 8.
Oh, is that all you got?
Yep.
Okay, well, thankfully it wasn't, you didn't need a great roll for it. Although you don't have any leads, that there is an occupation called a big game hunter, and people who do that sort of thing, that they work on this because some predatory creatures or exotic animals or whatnot, you've run into it before from, again, uh, finicky lords and ladies and whatnot who just want something special and they've got excess money to burn. They would contract people like this and they can help them get that. So if you can find somebody who's like a big game hunter or something, that might be the way you could corral this all together.
As much as I would love to go explore and find animals, I don't know this planet well enough. But there should be specialists. Usually big game hunters love keeping track of different predators that could be hunted by people who want to spend money. So if we could find someone like that,
But
then they can either help us or at least give us the information we need.
Yeah, because we don't want them to kill them.
Right.
No, it could be for capture as well. Just
Okay.
different tactics.
All right. And that would take, of course, finding them, waiting for them to get here if they're not on planet, and then paying them. So that takes some doing.
There should be some on planet, I'm sure. I'm going to start looking through, I don't know, classifieds. Somewhere that has.
You would know that you would have to go through like underworld channels or whatnot because it's semi-legal to illegal in many respects. Just given the fact that obviously this type of wildlife has no business being around, society and whatnot. So even the Empire would take a dim view of that sort of thing. So you wouldn't be able to find them directly in classifieds or whatnot, but you could probably poke around potential underworld sources to see if you find something. If you give me a let's go streetwise. Actually, that would be a good use of that skill. Thank you for that.
Okay. I was like, I have that. I can use that one.
Thank you, Morgoth. Thank you very much. Just subscribed.
Nice.
Let's see if I have a plus on that. That's a 12.
Yeah, but a 12 puts you in moderate. So that is good for the purposes of this. Yes. So using your knowledge of the shadier sides of life, and knowing full well that Terrace, for what it is, has a bustling wildlife below, on the lower levels. There has to be something like that here. It's just a matter of following the right breadcrumbs like you would any other person, like without going to a guild or whatnot.
Right.
And eventually from, looking through bounty hunters guilds and kind of browsing through some of their profiles to see who you might want to potentially hire or whatnot. Eventually you stumble onto one that does specifically state that this person is a big game hunter, for not only for live capture, but also for those discrete customers that want trophies, pelts, so on and so forth. With a bit of a description that says something effective like, you're having to negotiate if you want live, or if you want just the parts, or if you want the actual taxidermy service as well, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Well, I have a hit on a name, and I will get the contact information and send it to them to look at.
Okay.
This is the
Okay.
best one that I could find, and they do live capture.
Yeah, if we could find out what they charge, see what they're willing to do, we'd at least have that info. We do have to wait till tomorrow for the actual tunnel information anyway.
So the information you got was the Lower City Lion is his nickname, also known as Garen Vesk.
The Lower City Lion. Does he even know what a lion is? I'm gonna go. I'm like, okay, so he's way down below. Right. Well, do we want to try and find him before we get the information of the tunnels, or after? We don't even know how long it would take him to try to acquire.
You think you'd be able to send him a message, or do we have to meet him face to face?
I'm gonna look through. Is there a way to an email, contact information?
Actually, he maintains a public business,
Oh,
and and you can tell by the name how he gets around the whole legality of it. The name is Vesk Colonial Hunts and Hazard Removal.
He's pest control. Oh, look, he has a business. Here we go.
Huh.
Well, he would definitely be able to maybe tell us if this is what we want for the tunnels. He might be able to advise us on whether or not this is something we should do, or we should try a different kind of animal.
That's a good point. Saris, you seem to have a beat on that type of thing. If his business is still open, you want to take a few people with you and go have a chat with him?
Sure. Miss Hart, you should come with.
I'll go with you.
Yes, let's go. I'm not that great at convincing people, but I can definitely keep an eye out about the equipment.
Drade, why don't you come with us?
Oh, all right.
So we
should-
have
we should just
Drade,
all
Asada,
go.
and Saris, or
Mhm.
just all going, or
Let's just all go. Should check out
Jairus, you might as well come with. I mean, unless you got something else that you need to do.
We've got a lot of. I mean, we could go check out big game hunter pest control business. Let's see how it's
Might as
done.
well.
Yeah.
We could pose as
I'm
a.
game to go along.
I see what you did there. I
We
approve.
could pose as an interested hunting party. If
No,
we
I don't need to
to.
pose. We're actually hiring him for a job.
Yeah,
Fine.
But I mean, either way,
Yeah, I'm sure he gets all types for different reasons, obviously. Yeah, so let's do it.
okay. Well, you notice, conveniently enough, this is pure random, and this was not by plan. He actually is located in the mid tier, near the actual trade district, which is apparently by the address. It's near a lot of the shipping brokers and shipping brokers, cantinas, and private security firms.
Nice.
Which isn't necessarily near your shop per se, but at least it's on the mid tier.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so we'll get like a speeder or whatever, head over to his pest control place.
Okay, so you flag down another speeder at this point, or taxi cab. Taxi! Okay, so everybody hops in. At this point, this is just for everybody in total. Why don't you go ahead and erase 10 credits
okay.
total, like however you want to split that up. It's fine by me.
I can go ahead and pay it. I'll just do it.
Brittany's like,
He pays 10, I pay
I know.
1,000. Thanks, Drade. Big spender.
Mm-hmm.
in Mother Russia, you do not spin 10 credits. 10 credits spins you.
I need to go back to the races. Make that back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Sealy, one more race.
So not a problem. You guys go traveling. It's a little bit of a distance at this point. It's a section of town you guys haven't been to yet. Still looks pretty nice. Pretty corporate around here. The cantinas the cantinas here are more commercial looking. So like your Applebee's, your Chili's, your your places like that. So they look like they're probably more chain like, not the personalized ones that you guys are a little bit more used to, like dive bars and so on and so forth. So, but there you have it. You can see he's got kind of a nice office setup with a small glowing sign. More goth. Rhodians love dinner food like this. But you see, in Arabish, it's, it spells it out and then just flashes again, holds for a second. And it says Vesk Colonial Hunts and Hazard Removal.
Nice. All right.
So so the cab touches down on
Technically,
the.
this is exactly the wrong business that we want.
Yeah, right.
So the cab touches down on the platform itself, which is just kind of like open air. At that point, you can walk anywhere. It's not like walkways or anything. And as you approach his office, it looks like it was designed, when you get up close, to look deliberately old-fashioned and aristocratic. So it's got it stands out compared to a lot of the other, more clean-cut, commercial-looking places. It's got a vibe. And when you first walk in, it's got like nice carpeting. It's got kind of like green marble with with brass-like fixtures around, hollow pads that kind of rotate occasionally through pictures where he's assisted in big game removal. or occasionally it'll show like an article that was published at one point, showing off another creature that he felled or whatnot. On the glowing sign that sits right across from the desk itself, it says services include beast extermination, tunnel clearing expeditions, escorting surveyors into unsafe lower zones, capturing live predators for private collectors, trophy hunts for wealthy off-world clients, recovering lost goods or bodies from sealed sectors.
Okay. Well, so far so good. Looks like he could literally do what we're asking for.
And there's a droid that's kind of sitting across, just looking around occasionally, ready to serve whatever might be needed at the front desk. Hello, mate.
Okay.
What can I do for you?
Okay, well, first off, I just have to know, what is a sealed sector? This has nothing to do with the business we're coming here for, but
Are you asking in character?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, "Oh, sealed sectors, eh? Well, that's where the government's come in and they've officially sealed off a particular location. Sometimes biohazard, but usually because of an infestation of a type."
Like rat ghouls.
Oh,
Okay, maybe
yeah,
this is
rat
violence.
ghouls, definitely. Nasty buggers.
Yeah, so that would be a sealed sector.
And sometimes the loved ones still want to get their body or the affectations that might have been left behind. So sometimes they call in, they call us in to clear out the way enough so people can get the things. Is that what you're needing, mate? Did you lose someone special? You look a little lonely.
No, actually, we were just looking to acquire, to relocate some wildlife.
Oh, wildlife relocation. He taps down the sign. We definitely specialize in that. How can we be of assistance?
Bog stalkers.
Oh, bog stalkers. Those nasty little. They got 3 pinching biters right up front.
We need a group of them to be moved.
Oh, she'd be humane about it.
Yes.
Well, isn't that wonderful?
We want to relocate them to a new home.
Oh, habitat relocation. Well, that might cost a little bit more, but it's definitely something we can do for you.
That's good.
And then the non-predatory ones were. I'll look over at you two.
The Drake swarms.
Oh yes, and Drake swarms. So we need a swarm of them.
Drake swarms? You mean you want to collect them? Those things are about $10 a dozen.
No, we just need a reliable food source for the bog stalkers.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like you're almost starting a zoo.
You could say that.
All right, I can't imagine that's going to be too much trouble.
How much are we looking at as in cost?
Well, that depends on the volume and how many of these bog stalkers you want to track down. Do you know about how many you're wanting?
What's a good number to get a colony started? A small colony.
A small colony of bog stalkers?
Mm-hmm.
Do I understand you correctly?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a good one. I hadn't thought about that. Usually people are asking about the Nexu. People love them.
Nexu are
People
really
love them.
Interesting, yes. But those, I mean, it really is a preserve of them. We are moving them into an area that to keep away other predators, really.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess it depends on how fast you want them to replicate. You could probably get away with 4 if you captured 1 male and had 3 females.
Okay, well, that would be great. And then we could pay for any nests you find. One. Few eggs.
No, okay. Well, he starts, immediately starts typing this up. He says, apologies, boss man isn't in right now, but I'm more than capable to assist you and take down this information and then give you an estimated quote, and then he'll get back to you if you're interested.
Oh, okay.
So he's doing, doing some typing and whatnot. And he says, so we're looking initially, let's say you want, how many Drakes did you want? I know you said you wanted a swarm.
Oh, like, they reproduce fairly quickly, correct? So,
Oh, they can, yeah.
I don't know, just 20 of them?
Maybe a couple dozen.
Okay,
Dozen?
okay.
Just however many
Sure.
that run, and however many that run into a box when you open it up.
So he laughs. So he laughs. I like your sense of humor, but that's basically how you capture those little tykes.
I think
Wonderful little ankle biters, though they are.
yeah, they're great.
So he says, okay, so we're looking at about 2 dozen Drakes. Then we're looking at 4 the bog stalkers. So we're looking at about obviously, give or take, the estimate's going to be about 50,000 credits.
Huh.
And what kind of, obviously you can't give an exact time frame, but what kind of time frame do you think you could supply those in?
Well, you're in luck. Those particular types of species are in abundance on the lower level. So I would imagine within a couple days, give or take, maybe a week, depending upon how quickly they come out.
What if it was just the bog stalkers?
And if it was just the bog stalk, we're still talking about 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're looking probably at about 35,000.
I think we should also include the prey.
Yeah, you'll definitely want to stock up on something that they can feed on if you're trying to start a colony.
Right.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? I'm fine with the cost, but
If it helps any, you could also get bantha meal. They'll snack on that as well. It's not quite as nutritious for the little guppies, but it's if you're in a pinch, you're trying to build this little colony, you could get away with that.
I'm more concerned about the capture of the predators. Lizard hunting might be fairly fun, actually. But it's up to you guys. If you don't want to go catch lizards.
What do you think, Drake?
Sir, give my associates and I just a moment, if you would.
Oh, of course.
So
Could I
Shuffle to the
introduce
corner
you?
to talk?
Yeah. Could I interest you, any of you, in some juice or water of some kind? Why you discuss amongst yourselves?
I'm fine, thank you.
No, I'm good as well. Thank you very much.
Any blue milk?
I'll take a blue milk.
Sure.
Okay, rightio. Give me just 1 moment. I'll get to that lickety split.
I don't think I've ever had a blue milk.
I'm
It's
going
not
to
bad.
lean into Drade and say, are we getting paid for this job?
So that's the thing. It's not really. He didn't actually mention any particular type of pay. The thing is, obviously, we're a part of the organization, so turning this down wouldn't be great. And at the same time, we can't really let our competitors, wink, wink, really get control of that building. because of who we have there. So this is kind of
Do-
coming out of our pocket.
Do you think you could sedate the animals and we could just transport them there ourselves?
You've seen what I wield, right? Does that look like
Yeah.
it tranquilizes things?
I don't know what all weird stuff you can do.
Um,
I could use nets. I guess tranquilizers may work, but they're. When I was reading that profile, they're like resistant to toxic stuff, and technically a tranquilizer is a toxin.
So Drade thinks for a second. He's like,
So this service droid comes over right as you're in the middle of almost saying something. He's got glasses of blue milk for anybody who wanted it.
Yeah, she'll take
takes
it.
glass.
And he
Okay.
walks off.
I'm
Blue milk in a red cup.
I'm going to have to say that this would not work as a plan. If it's only going to take them a couple of days to a week to procure those beasts, then anybody who's interested in just exterminating them will do it much quicker.
Mm-hmm. That's a good.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, we could. I do have something that I could do. I'm not sure if Asada's able, but being able to manipulate certain creatures is doable if we had cages, but then we'd have to transport them ourselves, get them in there, and then to Jarrus's point right there, I mean, if this big game hunter can do it, who's to say he wouldn't just be hired to undo this, or if they're just willing to go in guns blazing, that'd be risky, but it's something that they could do.
Yeah, I suppose you could also just throw a few grenades down there and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how messy they want to be, but you're right. So, yeah.
So then collapsing tunnels?
Depending on the information we get tomorrow, and if that doesn't work out, then we'll have to go the somewhat more aggressive route. When we leave here, we might just want to pay a visit and take a look at those tunnels ourselves, maybe. Not like they're being guarded, I'm guessing. If so, it's probably going to be light, and maybe talk to the building's owner, see how on the up and up they are.
We did manage to find out that they haven't been repaired in at least 7 years.
Okay.
And
Or maybe
if
longer.
they,
The order was put in 7 years ago. Who knows if it
If
got
they-
filled?
if they were accessible to us that easily, then Black Sun wouldn't need to buy the building to access them. They'd already be using them.
Mm. Point.
Well, we can get that
Unless
information
they-
by.
Unless they are already using them and they just want to, there's some reason they want to make it more legitimate. They want to expand, or there are other elements getting in the way.
True, true. We can turn this speculation into actualization if we actually go over there and take
Yeah,
a look
let's
ourselves
do
and
that.
have a convo with the building owner.
But let's take a look at our budget and get
Yeah,
back
let's
to
Put
our
a pin in this one.
our hunter friend here.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
ask for a paper estimate, and then we'll bring that to our superiors.
Right. Yeah. Just get a proposed invoice. Yeah. Good idea. Okay. All right. So we head over to the dude we were just talking to and ask him for just a write up of what they just mentioned, so we have that available.
Of course. So he puts that on official letterhead and with a swipe sends it over to your datapad. There you go, sir. An official quote or an official estimation, I should say. Apologies.
Excellent. Appreciate your time. We'll take a look into this and we'll get back to you if we decide to pull the trigger on that.
Well, all right. Well, then you do that, and hopefully we will see you again soon.
Yeah,
And
good
he
one.
hands you a business card.
All right.
It's a nice thin metal, brushed metal look to it.
Nice. Okay. What time of day is it at this point?
Given all the discussion you have, it's probably just past noon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's go to Ashwater, see what we can find, and then have lunch afterwards. It's been a day. So
Okay.
we get ourselves a speeder again and head to the Ashwater Enclave.
All right. So at that point, you head back across town. So go ahead and erase 10 more credits.
Right? I'll do that.
Waiting for Brittany. There we go.
I was thinking maybe we ought to meet up with Exal and Terry for lunch. Maybe there's I hear there's some nice restaurants up on Paladine Row. But I was thinking, do we want to shell out for nice restaurants after spending so much money today?
I love how bipolar you guys with your money. Like you're like, oh, whoopity doo, 10 credits, and all of a sudden 50K. You're like, oh. And then you're like, well, there's nice restaurants up there, but do we want to shell out for them? It's like, okay, pick a lane here. Either you guys are ballers, or you're like,
Well-
poor man heroes.
So
If
Trade's
your
like, how
husband-
much?
If your husband's paying, then let's go.
Yeah, how much did you shell out for the expedited service?
It was a really hard amount to gauge, so I just kind of threw 1,000 at him.
What?
It was a little hard to read. Just what would move the needle. So
Yeah. Well,
I didn't want
I
to
don't think
insult
you
him
asked-
by offering him 20 credits.
well,
I-
right?
I don't think you asked
Yeah.
for enough information.
Anybody could have thrown money at him. You also flicked your leku.
Well,
really?
Yeah, she does that.
Comes in handy sometimes.
Well,
Kind of like that time
Cheater.
that we
You
had to
used-
spend. We had to hang out in the hot tub.
Oh, sometimes you got to use the tools that you have
She used them quite well.
to get the job done.
huh. Okay. Well, maybe you'll have to use those tools again when we're talking to the building owner / manager. But yeah, let's see what we got going. If you want to contact Exal and let him know that we could probably meet him in, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, maybe
Yeah.
sooner.
That sounds great.
All right.
So I will send him a message and say, let's do lunch.
Okay.
And I'll suggest maybe one of those restaurants by the apartment.
All right. So then he sends a message back and he says, with a question mark, the Ariat Spire.
Sure.
Okay. 1 second. For those
And
who
I'll
are
ask
taking
him
notes.
if he could make the reservation for, what are we, 5? 7? Reservation for 7?
And so, okay, so at that point, he says, he sends a text back and he says, "Oh, we're feeding the team. I see."
I'll text him back and say,
No romantic rendezvous.
I'll text him back and say, just write it off.
So he sends you a picture of Terrius, like trying to take a selfie, but it's like face is like too close, and he looks disgruntled.
And I'll send him back a blowing kiss emoji.
Okay.
We use emojis.
I would imagine we do, but given the fact that Star Wars was, first made in the late 70s,
Mhm.
they didn't know what an emoji was, let alone a cell phone.
I'll send him the equivalent
But yes.
of right.
Um,
They didn't have selfies either.
right. So he says, if we're going there, everybody needs to change into their best.
Oh.
One of those places.
And I'll text him back and say maybe something a little less fancy.
She doesn't trust us.
I mean, do we really want to go back and what kind of clothes did we bring? Okay, you know what? I'll ask the group. So Exal, and when he's visiting me in town, well, he thought it would be better to pay for a nicer apartment rather than something on the mid level or the lower level. And it happens to have some nice restaurants there, but if we're going to eat there, we need to change before we go. Do we want to do that? Do we want something a little more low key?
I don't care.
Wouldn't be too bad to show ourselves on the upper level.
Shelly, pull your microphone closer to your face. Thank you.
I mean, that is an ulterior reason for setting up in a nicer apartment. Kind of make some nicer contacts.
Right.
Kind of play all levels of the social game here, but
The real question, Nasara, and I need you to just tell it to me straight, is he paying?
for lunch,
Yeah.
I think we can manage that. Yes.
All right. Well, let's go get gussied up, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then everybody try not to get eaten by anything while we are investigating the tunnels.
Right.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was trying
Oh,
to figure
I
out what was
thought
going to
you
eat
were-
us
I
on
was
the
gonna
upper
say-
levels.
Well, I thought they might eat us at the restaurant. I was going to ask you what kind of
It's-
restaurant are you taking us to?
It's not that right. It's never mind.
I'd completely forgotten about the tunnels after you mentioned the nice restaurant. Okay.
Yes, Saris, you will get eaten by the gossip in the upper levels. So
That is probably true.
Social
No,
predators.
no, I have to hear
Exactly.
about that all the time. That's my job. The worst.
Okay. So then I will give Exal the affirmative, and we can continue to the tunnels.
Yeah.
you're going to do
Freshwater
the
in the
tunnels before you do this?
Isn't that what our plan was going to be?
Well, I guess
Lunch
it
then
depends.
tunnels.
If you're going to a fancy lunch, that would what
Of
you're
course, we're
essen-
going to go climb through the slime. Just
I know
before we go to a
exactly
fancy lunch.
that's basic. You guys are pulling a Mike Rowe and dirty jobs, and then going suddenly and getting dressed right after that. You're
I
accidentally going like, oh, I had sewer on the inside
That's
of
why
my
I
ear.
suggested maybe we wanted something a little bit less fancy.
Oh, I thought
Because
we were going to go to
do
the
that
tunnels
first.
after lunch.
You know what? We've been doing stuff. Let's go ahead and break for lunch first, and then we'll do the tunnels. Maybe we can arrive in our gussied up gear, and that'll be even better for when we talk to the owner there. So yeah, let's do lunch first.
Okay. That sounds fine. We can do that.
Okay. What in the
Make it so.
oh no.
She definitely borrows something of Nasara's.
You are welcome to.
Mhm.
So everybody goes back. I already know some of you would already have appropriate attire or nicer clothing. So it's really a matter of Drade and Asada having something. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. But everybody gets picked up again. You guys are all. I'll let you define how you want it look. How you want it looking. But everybody at this point clearly looks like you are worth more than you really are on the mid-tier level. And as the speeder cab brings you up to the location, the Orient Spire is clearly very fancy. It's on the upper levels of one of Paladine Row's tallest residential towers. Its dining room is wrapped in curved transparent steel, giving diners a panoramic view of Terrace's endless cityscape and traffic lanes below. The food here is galactic prestige cuisine. Alderaanian wine reductions, Corellian riverfish, imported Chandrillin greens, and lab-grown Nerf filet plated like sculptures. The service staff are immaculate, discreet, and trained never to react to anything said at the table. So when you come in here, it's clear this. Even though it's mid-tier, it's clear this is a place people of some substance come to connect and be seen. Like you can see like people dressed like maybe they're corporate executives or they're wealthy off-worlders or perhaps nobles of some kind. People with means, and occasionally you even see an imperial officer in here.
Yes, that's the Imperial officer. Not in character, though.
Okay. But as you walk in, or as you walk up, Exal and Terius are there waiting for you. Terius is, of course, Nasara's youngest son, for those of you who don't remember or didn't know. Little Twilight.
He's what, like
he's like doing this,
5?
doing this to his collar, sort of thing. Trying to adjust his outfit because he's not used to dressing, really fancy and nice right now.
So Nassar will walk up to him and kiss him on the head and kind of straighten his clothes a little bit and tell him he looks really nice.
He's like, "Oh, Mom, you always say that. This stuff itches."
Well, I guess we'll have to look for a different fabric then.
Would that work?
Good.
Okay. Do they have ice cream here?
Let's find out.
So he
No.
quit.
Ice cream twice in one day.
Shh. We don't say that out loud.
Yeah, come
We'll
on,
see.
Mom.
We'll see.
So he quickly takes takes both their hands as you guys go walking in collectively as a group. Somebody walks you in and seats you. Immaculate looking table with a cloth. It's got kind of a nice little hovering dish of like hollow lights that kind of go up, and it's not terribly bright. It's just enough to be decoration. And of course they start everybody off with water, in case there was anything else you wanted, and then they start taking individual orders.
Well, I will let the team know that we are covering the bill, so they don't need to be super worried. I guess they don't need to be worried.
Drade flips the menu back away from the value menu and to back to the actual entrees. There we go. Oh, they do have some finger foods here. Great.
So as everybody's seated, Exal looks across the table from everyone else, and he says, "So how is everything going?"
Doing well, Lord Toronar. EDM, our new business, Ensemble Dynamic Machines, is on the up and up. We're getting some customers, not a huge bevy of them, but they're starting to come around. And not sure exactly how much Nassar has filled you in on connections we've made, but
She's
we're
given me a
navigating that
little
as
bit of a
well.
hint.
Yeah, we're making do with those individuals as well, and we're actually in the middle of trying to handle something at the Ashwater Enclave. I don't know how much you know about the local area here on Terrace. I know you owned that storefront, but how often have you actually been here?
I've been here a few times as a collector, of course.
Of course, makes sense. Speaking of which, yeah, we actually did manage to several days back get a large ruined capital ship that was down there. We've been pulling pieces and parts from there for a little bit to make sure that we're stocked on what we need for the shop. That's been handy.
I see. But likely a hammerhead capital ship, I believe.
I think you're right. Yeah, it clearly ancient. It's not even landed horizontally. It's planted vertically. Takes some doing in order to actually get there and then get inside to get what we need, but it's been working out so far.
He says the ship is likely from the Republic's failed defense of Terrace before its orbital bombardment, which would place it over 3,000 years old.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
it's a lot.
incredible.
But yeah, so right now we've been trying to help with Ceres's objectives as well as a little bit of our own with some Andaran refugees that managed to make their way here. We've managed to find one so far and help her out, her and her child. They've got accommodations now at the Ashwater Enclave, mid tier.
Oh,
Uh, and well, we're trying to do that for as many as we can if they need it. But we're having a little bit of issue with Ashwater about to be taken by some unscrupulous competitors. So we're developing plans on how to dissuade that from happening.
I see. So we're corporate raiders.
Effectively, yeah. They're from what we know, they're using a shell company to try to actually obtain that. After lunch, we plan on heading over there ourselves to see if we can talk to the owner, see what deals have been made with them so far. We do know also that there's some empty and old, abandoned, 7-year abandoned water reclamation tunnels underneath. Seems like that's what the corporate raiders are
You
really
can see
after.
he does like one of these with his hand,
Hmm.
but it's not super noticeable. But when you start mentioning that, he starts like doing that.
Oh, okay. So we're just looking at options,
So
determining what we can do.
so it sounds like it has assets then, beyond what might be on the books, if I'm understanding you correctly.
Very possible. It's a bit of a black cloud over the sun type of situation where um, things are just obscured.
Smooth, cousin, smooth.
So
Uh,
this morning, we've been brainstorming ways to uh, impede the transaction short of actually financially risking our own deal
I
because it's
I see.
yeah.
What do you know of the neighborhood in question? Or I'm imagining if corporate raiders are a problem, there's a controlling entity.
The
Effectively,
real estate is individually owned. We haven't spoken with the owners yet, um, but we have a vested interest in that particular real estate because we actually put up one of the refugees in an apartment there. So we would
Oh, I
be
see.
interested in the real estate not changing hands, at least to the current anticipated buyers.
Proposed.
I see. Okay, well that makes sense. And correct me if I'm wrong, Han, was this in relation to the other refugees that you were working with? Was this the location you were trying to send them to as well?
That's right.
Oh, okay. All right.
At least that was the idea. We're still working on identifying and locating more of the refugees. It's a work in progress.
Okay. Hmm.
But
So
yes, if we could um, secure and stabilize the area, that would um, prove a more long-term solution for establishing some kind of community for them.
it
So
also helps us with a contact who might have information on finding these other refugees.
I see. Okay, so this is clearly interwoven and it's much more central than what I had originally thought. All right. Well, that's interesting. I hadn't really thought of a neighborhood being central like that, but I would imagine that's no different than other places back home. And as he's kind of pontificating, someone comes walking over to him. He's actually in his black officer's uniform. And he approaches and kind of clears his throat a bit, and he says, "Lord Toronar, correct?" And so he turns and he says, "Lieutenant Vask, I wasn't aware you were assigned to this particular planet." And so he nods. He's being very formal, but he nods politely. And he says, "Yes, Imperial Customs, port security." And he says, "Oh well, fitting, I suppose." And so he does a an introduction of everyone that's there, and Lieutenant Vask ends up asking him. He says, "I did not mean to intrude, but I wish to thank you on the stock advice that you gave me several years ago." And so he says, "Refresh my memory." And he says, you gave me sound advice for the," he lists off a corporation, to invest in because they were on the cusp of a minor breakthrough. I made a decent bit of credits because of that, and was able to affect my upward mobility. And he says, "Ah, I see, I see." He says, "Well, uh, good for you. I'm glad that worked out for you." Um, but and so then he did say, "A moment. Would you mind if I asked you a question? It's pertinent to the friends of mine at this table." And he says, "No, of course, my lord." He says, "Since you are a part of Imperial Customs, I imagine you see many refugees or aliens coming in to become, applying for residency on this planet. And he nods. He says, since you were clearly, since you benefited from that stock exchange, would you do me a favor and look over the past 3 years and just let me know? I would like a small listing of any of those claiming to be from Onderon. And he paused for a minute. And he says, "Well, that wouldn't be much difficulty." It's clear he's trying to process the fact of like that's like way minor compared to the benefit that he gave them, and so and the look that Exal gives him is that we're square if you give me this. So he clearly understands, and he says, "Of course, my lord. Do you have a destination for said information?" And so he looks to Nasara at that point, and he says, "Dear, what was the name of your business again?"
It escapes my brain.
Go look it up.
Electric dance.
No. Way off.
Electric dance mode.
No. Ensemble dynamic machines.
Yeah. Oh, right. You know what? I'm sure I have a business card that I can just slide over to him.
Okay. So he looks at this and electric dynamic machines.
Ensemble.
Yeah, ensemble. And so he looks at it for a second and he says, and so Ixal just obviously doesn't clue him into anything, but he says, my friends have a concern for the burgeoning Onderon refugee crisis, and they are looking into it, trying to assist some of their own people. And he's like, "Oh, I see. I understand that." And so he nods politely to Nasara at that point. He says, "I should have this to you in a few days, my lady."
We would be most appreciative.
Of course, of course. And Exal, at that point says, well, if you happen to find yourself in Pelagon at some point, go ahead and look me up. And he's just like, of course, my lord. Thank you again. You're very gracious. And so he shakes his hand, and the lieutenant goes walking off.
Much appreciated, Lord Tornar. That does make that a bit easier.
He says, I was unaware that he was here. If I had known that, I probably would have placed that information in your hands sooner.
Well, with any luck there, that'll mean that we don't have to necessarily rely on that contact for the other names on our list.
Well, since you were mentioning that you were trying to build a community for them, I figure it might be a good idea that you had, if not slightly out of date, information on any of the other refugees that might have made it planetside.
It'll be great. Yeah, it means less footwork for us. But for the task at hand, we still have to find out what we can do with regard to the attempted corporate takeover at Ashwater. So after this, as we mentioned, we'll be heading over there and seeing what we can find out.
Of course. You may want to speak to the current owners before you go any further, at least to understand what it is that they're facing.
That's the plan. Yeah. Talk to them, see about the supposed extra assets the property might have, what that's actually like, and well, we'll figure it out from there. We always do.
That you do. Well, if you need any assistance with potentially muscling your way around the corporation, just let me know.
Will do.
So in the meantime, everybody has food and drink and wine as appropriate if that's what you're interested. It's been, for many of you, it's actually been quite some time since you've had anything this quality. Usually it's, burger and fries sort of thing. Potatoes for Nasara.
No wine for Terrius.
Yeah, no wine for Terrace. Oh no, he's sworn off of it at this point.
Good.
Mhm.
He understands that's alcohol.
Yep.
And alcohol is bad, okay?
That's what the Baroness told him.
Yes. It's more like threatened him. But yeah, so everybody, you have a nice meal. You obviously have some relative ideas as to what's going on or whatnot. That is what we're going to go ahead and stop for the evening for game. So that way, the next time we pick up, you guys are investigating Ashwater directly.
I believe
We
it's
need
been that long already.
we
Whew.
we need to do RP votes. Hopefully, Callie will be back in time. I don't know if she's listening or just occupied by stuff. Oh, there she is. We'll go. We'll start with Dan.
I'm actually going to go with Callie for taking point and talking to the big game hunter individual and working on that.
Okay. Okay, Brittany.
I'm going to hand it to Jairus for handling the bureaucracy.
Okay. Shelly.
I'm going to hand it to Nasara for showing off her licus.
For suddenly being a bombshell.
Mhm.
Matt.
Well, I too is going to hand it to Nasara for handling the bureaucracy.
Okay. Literally. And Callie.
I was going to give it to Matt.
Okay. So Matt and Brittany, we need a roll off at this point. So just go ahead and roll 1d10 in the chat.
Five.
Oh,
10. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
Good
nice.
job.
so Matt got the RP votes. You get 2 additional character points to put on your character
I
sheet. Make
mean-
sure to mark that down.
I
What were
really
you
needed
saying?
those character points.
What were you saying about bad dice there, Matt?
No,
Oh,
see, my dice will allow me to look absolutely spectacular until it's a game affecting moment.
Right.
I could be like, Jerome, I want to climb this post, tightrope across the pit, jump down the other side, and press that lever to turn off the trap. And Jerome will be like, okay, Matt, you need 3 natural 20s, and then don't roll a 1. And guess what I'll do?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so single step gaming, George, help me out, Britt. What's his last name again?
Santiago. Jr.
Santiago. Yeah, Santiago Jr.
Where is George Santiago?
He's a comic artist. So
yeah,
go check out his stuff.
Yeah, he's an actual comic artist. He's actually focusing more on that from here out throughout the summer. He's got his own Patreon, but he's actually been doing almost all of our art. So we've got pictures. He did pictures for this game, Mythic Savannah, and D&D. So our D&D game, he did all those pictures. And we have a total of 7 characters in that one. So,
Yeah.
really good stuff. So
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Very talented.
So that is where we're out for tonight. The next game is Friday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is Mythic Savannah. That is our World of Darkness mixed genre game. And then on this coming Saturday, it's Marvel Superheroes. That's going to start at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So right now, they're still heroes in space. Sort of.
Mhm.
They're back home temporarily to build a boat.
An awesome boat.
A big boat,
A big boat.
We need a
kind
bigger
that takes
boat.
down Jaws. Yes.
The best boat that Earth has ever seen.
Yeah.
Right.
And it only cost us 6 pesos.
So yeah. So we are going to head out with this, guys. Thank you for chatting with us and hanging out. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the follows and the subs. And we will catch you all again next time. Good night, guys.
Ciao.
Right.